Welcome to Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shade. Highlights, exclusive team interviews, and behind-the-scenes access to Huntsville's only D1 program all season long. We're breaking down the plays, reliving the big moments, and getting you geared up for the next big battle. It's more than just football. It's 150 years of Bulldog pride. And now join us on our journey with our host, Ty Floyd.
Welcome to week 7 of the Alabama A&M Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd. Homecoming on the Hill was one to remember. The Bulldogs rolled past the Delta Devils with a score of 45-25. 500 yards of total offense, a dominant run game, a defense that came alive after the first quarter, giving the homecoming crowd something to remember. We'll talk about all that and more with head coach Sam Shade.
We are Alabama A&M University, a world-class institution where future leaders prepare to make their impact on the world. Here, education isn't just about learning, it's about leading, with nationally recognized programs in STEM, agriculture, business, and the arts. We are inspired by our rich heritage and bold future, carrying the spirit of the Hill with excellence. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome to week 7 of your Alabama A&M Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, joined by Alabama A&M head coach Sam Shade. Coach Shade, we're coming off a homecoming win. How does it feel?
Well, it feels good. Feels good to get a homecoming win in front of all the fans and alums and the student body. Just feels good for our seniors, who this was their last homecoming. Basically sending them out right with a homecoming victory.
Coach, Valley came out strong, an early interception, some quick scores. What was your message to the team about staying composed and responding early on?
Well, it happened so early. I mean, it was first quarter. We started the game off. We try to trick play a flea flicker, and they were ready for it. Got the interception and went down and scored, and so we just talked to the guys on the sidelines about just settling down. I think maybe we had a little bit of too much homecoming going on. Maybe some of our players weren't quite focused early in that ball game, but it was just focused through the adversity. We always talk about focusing through the adversity because, no game's going to be perfect. You're going to have some negatives and, just focus through it and, just keep playing.
Right after that, we saw Eric Hanley connect with Jordan Chambers-Smith. How important was that moment for your quarterback's confidence and the overall team momentum?
Well, I mean, it was big. We moved the ball down the field, and then Eric makes a really good throw, and then an even better catch. I tell you what, it was an impressive drive.
The defense started slow, but began to settle late in the quarter. What are some of the adjustments or leadership moments that kind of helped them calm things down?
Well, actually, what it was defensively, it was just one player maybe not doing his assignment on a certain play, and we just finally got everybody just doing their job on each and every play, and then we started to have some success on defense. But early on, it was just missed assignments.
Sideline energy stayed very consistent despite the slow start. How much do you credit your veterans like Elias Cloy, maybe even Quad Brown, your young guys like Eric Hanley, your captains, for maintaining that focus early?
Well, it's interesting. You mentioned Quad. He's on the sideline. Tyrell Lawrence, who he's been injured all season. He's down there with our O-line, and so it is good to have those older guys have that presence on the sideline to steady the ship, so to speak, when we go through some adverse situations.
The second quarter is where things flipped. Everything started to come together nicely. What did you and your coaches talk about between quarters to create that turnaround?
Well, on the sidelines, the coaches, they just talk to the guys about just doing their jobs. That was the big thing. Executing, we weren't executing in the first quarter the way that, we should have been executing. So it was just mainly about just doing your job and executing.
An aspect of the offense that looked really good yesterday was the run game. Maurice Edwards, Isaiah Nwokonkwo, just that loaded running backs room. How rewarding is it to see them and the offensive line dominate?
Well, it's huge because the last 2 games before homecoming, we weren't able to run the football offensively. So, we put in some time working on it, and so it was good to see that work pay off on Saturday.
This team has had to embody that next man up mentality. One of those guys who has stepped in a role is David Falk. He continues to be steady at kicker. How valuable is it having that reliability in tight moments?
Well, I mean, it's huge. I think sometimes we forget that, David Falk stepped in for Victor Barbosa, who was having a, pretty good year up until, he had an injury that's sidelined him. And David, being a true freshman, he's done a great job. Coach Amos Jones, our special teams coordinator, he's done an amazing job with David in a short period of time.
The offense really controlled the ball in the second quarter. What have you seen from your offensive line's growth? Maybe even Elias Cloy anchoring that middle, Tyquez Richardson. What have you seen from those guys?
Well, we've kind of, we've had some guys, in and out of the lineup, so to speak. Ramir Lewis, we lost him a few weeks ago. He's kind of just getting back. But Pitts has been doing a okay job at the right guard position in the absence of Ramir. But we still got a lot of work to do on the offensive line. Still quite not where we wanted to be as far as in the run game. We like to get a little bit more movement on blocks than what we're getting. But yesterday the performance was pretty good, though.
You talk about it not being where you want it to be. Where do you want to see it go?
Well, I want to see us be able to get more movement on blocks, meaning like move people, and not just get on our blocks, but finish our blocks and just really, really establish the running game even more. Yesterday we had some success in the run game, but like I said, the two previous games we didn't. So we just got to be more consistent in our offensive line play.
Well, Coach Shade, with you and Coach Dennis Alexander's leadership, I believe that all the goals you have will happen. We have more on the Alabama A&M football review after the break.
Dear Bulldogs, look at you. 150 years of get up and go. And are you done yet? No. See, back in 1875, all we had was our belief. No voice, no right to dream. But now, everyone wants us on their team. So let's power forward and give back. With you on board, our legacy is right on track. Love the future.
Welcome back to the Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, joined by quarterback Eric Hanley. Coming off a homecoming win, how you feeling?
I feel great. It was great to have all our fans come out and get a big win last night, and now we get to enjoy this bye week before we get on to the next.
Eric, this season has asked a lot of you, stepping in for Quad Brown, leading this offense through the ups and the downs, and helping deliver the first SWAC East win of the season. What has this journey been like personally for you so far?
I wouldn't say it's been a roller coaster because I've been prepared for every situation that I've been put in, but it's been a lot, and I'm thankful for every opportunity that I've earned and my coaches and my teammates have given me, and just look forward to continue taking the next steps.
Saturday, statement performance for homecoming, nearly 500 yards of total offense and a balanced attack. What was clicking for you in the offense during that homecoming win over Valley?
I really say the performance of the offensive line. I can't talk about those five guys enough, everything they do for us up front, from both a protection standpoint and just run blocking. They come out there, they fight hard, they do their job every week, and they allow us to be successful.
You've gone from making your first collegiate start this season to being a steady hand for the team week to week. How have you grown the most since you first took the field?
Feel like confidence and the way I prepare for each game. Once that first one got out the way, I felt like I was back to myself. Regardless of what everybody says in their first start, you're a little nervous, you're a little anxious, but after I got that out the way, it was just back to playing the game I love.
You've earned the trust of your teammates and coaches very quickly. How have veteran guys like Elias Cloyd, Ryan Morrow, even Quad Brown, who's in the quarterback room with you, helped make this transition smoother?
It's helped a lot, just kind of watching them, the way they prepare for games each week, and just some of the situations they've been in that are new for me, helping me navigate them throughout the game and throughout the week while we prepare for the games. It's helped a lot.
You're heading into bye week with momentum and confidence. What's the biggest focus for you personally during this time before the Magic City Classic?
Just clean up the little mistakes. I got to take care of the football better, and I got to be more of a vocal leader. We're not really that healthy right now as a team, so we got to get back healthy and go out there and handle business in 2 weeks.
As a young quarterback, you've been tested early, tough environments, close games, and now your first SWAC East conference win. What have those moments taught you about yourself?
Just the poise and the belief I have in myself, and that my teammates and my coaches believe in me. While I'm out there, they never wavered. They never went against me. They always believed in me. So it just means a lot.
This offense has shown flashes of having the potential to be one of the most explosive in the SWAC. What's the next step for you as a group as y'all move deeper into conference play?
I say consistency, honestly. I don't feel like we've put together a complete 4-quarter game since the season started, and that starts with me. Cleaning up penalties, cleaning up operation time, and most importantly, protecting the football.
The Magic City Classic is right around the corner. You grew up in that area. Off camera, we talked about your family and friends coming into the game. What have maybe your teammates or coaches told you to expect from that Magic City Classic atmosphere?
We haven't really talked about it much because we try to take everything 1 week at a time. And, I kind of have an idea of the atmosphere, what to expect, growing up in Birmingham, going to the game my whole life. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to prepare like it's another football game because that's what it is. And we're grateful for the opportunity.
Think about where you started the season and where you are now. What do you hope people see when they watch you lead this offense?
Just a quarterback who's growing in poise, who's growing in leadership, and who goes out there and gives his chance the best opportunity to win week by week.
All right, for the last question, I want to give people an insight as to who you are. So, in just a couple words, who is Eric Hanley?
Just a young kid from Birmingham, Alabama, who who loves his family, who loves his teammates, and who strives to be the best version of him every day.
Thank you so much for your time, Eric. Super excited to see what you do as this season continues to go on. You've stepped up in a big role, but Bulldog Nation is behind you. We'll have more on the weekly football review when we come back from break.
For 150 years, Alabama A&M has built a legacy of Bulldog excellence. Now, we're taking the next step, building a championship-caliber athletics program. To compete at the highest level, our athletes need world-class facilities, top-tier resources, and the tools to succeed on and off the field. That's why we're raising funds for a brand new practice pavilion, an all-season space where our Bulldogs can train, sharpen their skills, and prepare for greatness year-round. Your support will also help us upgrade locker rooms, enhance training spaces, and ensure every Bulldog is equipped for victory. And through the AAMU Collective, we're expanding name, image, and likeness opportunities, helping our athletes benefit from their dedication while continuing to represent Alabama A&M with pride. Whether your passion is football, basketball, track, or beyond, your gift makes a direct and lasting impact. Together, we can build champions. Together, we can create a future where every Bulldog has the resources to succeed. When we invest in champions, we all win.
Welcome back to your weekly football review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, alongside Alabama A&M head coach Sam Shade. Coming out of halftime, the team looked different, 21 unanswered points to start the half. What was your halftime message that got them so dialed in?
Well, it was just, I told the guys, score was 17-16, so I said, look, I mean, it's treat it like it's 0-0. We got to go win the second half of the ball game, and we got to have better execution and just more consistency, offensively and defensively, and that's what we went out and did in the second half.
We saw Frank Pierre's touchdown, Jordan Chambers-Smith converting some big third downs, really opening things up. What do you say about your receiver group and their connection with Eric Hanley?
Well, first off, I think we've got a really good receiving group. We got some young guys in that group, but, like Jordan Chambers-Smith, a freshman, he's playing well. Obviously, Frank Pierre, I mean, he's one of our better wide receivers. But, I mean, they're a bunch of them. Andre Craig, I can keep going. Davian Walker playing well for us. Miles Parker playing well for us, doing some good things. And so that's a really good group for us. That's a really good group, the receiver group.
Speaking of another great group, the running backs, Colton Nero, Ryan Morrow, they had 150 yards combined. Give us some insight to that tandem, the running back by committee, and overall that whole room led by Jamal Fobbs.
Yes, Coach Fobbs does an excellent job coaching our running backs, and all of those guys are different. They all bring something different to the table, just as far as their running styles and things like that. So, that's the good thing. Like, a defense isn't getting the same back on each play, the same style. For instance, Maurice Edwards is more of a slasher, but then Colton Nero, he's that guy that's going to run hard between the tackles and get north and south. And then No-Nose, he's a little bit of both of those guys. He's a change-up. And and then Morrow, Morrow's kind of that guy. He's a kind of Swiss Army knife, kind of do a little bit all of it, and so we got a really good group of running backs.
The blocked punt in the third quarter flipped the momentum. How much emphasis do you and your staff place on special teams execution, and who stood out to you on that play?
Well, so Coach Jones, Coach Amos Jones, our special teams coordinator, he spends a lot of time with our special teams group, a lot of meeting time, a good amount of time on field that we can give him. But, on that play, actually on the block punt, I think one of our guys pushed one of their blockers into the punter. And so their guy actually ended up blocking it. And Arenza Davis scooped it up and, did a good job of advancing it. I thought he was going to score on it, but, one of their guys made the tackle on it.
Special teams, a very, very strong group. Caden Dixon, Jalen Peterson, then you have guys, Arenza Davis, that are able to make those plays. Just a testament to Coach Amos Jones' wealth of knowledge in that area, right?
Yes, absolutely. He's really, he's really getting those guys to, play and play at a high level. Our kickers, those guys are doing a pretty good job. We'd like to get a little bit more distance and hang time on our kickoffs, but that's something we're working on. We're working on that. But other than that, seems like every phase we're playing pretty well.
Going into the fourth quarter, Colton Nero's 44-yard touchdown is the exclamation point. What did you see from the offensive line and from Nero that was able to make the play go perfectly?
Well, first off, the offensive line, they got the movement at the point of attack that, I've been talking about wanting to see. And then Nero did a great job of having good vision to, find the crease, and then he ends up hitting the crease. He bounces outside, and then he actually outruns one of the safeties to get in the end zone. So just a really good executed play by us in the run game.
Going to the other side of the ball, talking about the defense. They gave up just one score in the second half. How impressed were you with the way that the group performed this game, coming off of two tough matchups?
Well, I thought we started out slow. I thought the whole team, not just defensively, but I thought we started out slow. Gave up some things in the first quarter that I just felt like we shouldn't have given up. But after that, they settled down and played really well after that. But it's what I've been saying this entire season. We've got to find a way to play 4 quarters of Bulldog football, and we just haven't done that. And that's what we're chasing. That's what we're pursuing, is that 4 quarters of Bulldog football. And we're gonna get there at some point this season.
Jordan Chambers-Smith has been consistent all season and delivered yesterday. How have you seen his development as the seasons continue to progress?
Well, he's been impressive since he's gotten on campus. As a freshman, he's been really impressive with our receiver group, especially stepping in early when we had some guys out with injuries. Matter of fact, with Duke Miller, who's out for the year, he probably would have been in that spot. But Jordan stepped up. I mean, Frank Pierre was hurt early in the season, so just really proud of Jordan, what he's done since he's been here.
You got a young group of guys who has been stepping up tremendously this season.
Absolutely, we do. I mean, I can name some of those other receivers, that have stepped up, and really just across the board. We've had some guys because of injuries that have had to step in and play for us, and to a certain extent, they've gotten the job done.
It's going to be exciting to see their growth as the years continue to go on. Jordan Chambers-Smith, Mekhi Maddox, just to talk about the receivers alone.
Yes.
That's exciting, Coach.
Yes, Jarvis Davis, he's another one, true freshman receiver. So, a lot of talent in that room, and, we're going to keep growing and just keep getting it done.
Talked about penalties over the course of the season, cleaned them up this game, 8. Far fewer drive killers. How do you feel about the discipline and the focus of the group? You're looking at me like that's just a little too much for me still.
Yes, it really is. I still, I thought that we could have limited the amount of penalties that we had, and I just think that's a matter of focus and attention to detail. And so I'm one of those guys. I'm always striving for that perfect game. And that's the thing about football that keeps you coming back, is that you never quite get there, so you've always got things you can work on and try to improve, and you want to keep growing. And so we're going to continue to push our football team to, keep growing and to limit the penalties, limit turnovers, things like that. So we got so much that we're going to continue to work on.
Speaking of things to work on, you got a week to do so. You got a bye week before heading into the Magic City Classic. How will you use this week to recover, self-scout, and then get ready for that rivalry environment?
Well, the bye week is coming at the perfect time, because we're actually, kind of a banged up, beat up football team. We've got some guys that have been playing and they hadn't been 100%. So we're going to use this week to get those guys healthy. Also want to use this week to get back to basics and fundamentals, offensively, defensively, and special teams, to try to get better as a football team. And then, it's a great time for our guys to catch up academically, to make sure that they're getting it done in the classroom, and just make sure that they're on track to do well to finish the semester out strong. So, just a great week to work on a lot of different things outside of football.
You got your first win in the SWAC East. What's your message to the team about staying grounded and carrying this momentum forward?
Well, our guys understand that, we've got five regular season games left, and we want to do well. We want to finish the season out really well, and so we're going to approach each game one game at a time. And right now, the biggest one out there is the Magic City Classic against Alabama State, and that's where our focus will be. And then after that one, we'll just keep it going.
As you head into the midpoint of this season, what's the biggest lesson this team has learned about itself?
Well, I think that our team has learned that we've got to play together. Like, we've got to do everything together, and we can't be divided in a sense. Like, when we face adversity or any negatives, we've got to stay together, stay the course. And I think that's the biggest thing we've learned, is just to stay together as a team and stay the course.
Coach Shea, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on your homecoming win. Bulldog Nation, make sure to stay connected with us on all of our social medias for your latest in Bulldog news and coverage. This has been week 7 of your Alabama A&M football review. For Ty Floyd and Coach Shade, as always, go Bulldogs.
Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shea. Your support is important to us and the outstanding student athletes here on the Hill. We encourage you to support the entire athletic program and become a season ticket holder, or be a part of something much bigger and become a torchbearer. Visit aamu.edu for more information. Until next time, stay connected and go Bulldogs!